Hi, my name is Benjamin Johnston, and I am so excited to continue a conversation with
Erin Stetzer.
So we are having a really fantastic time discussing some of the lessons and challenges learned here building my personal home.
Now that you are living in the home, you've been here for about a year.
Correct. Labor Day last year was 1 year.
Okay, so now that it is home, it feels like home. I will say when we first started, you had all of this vision put together, right? Like all these...
Somewhat.
Well,
it was an evolving process.
Yeah, this is your vision right here.
This is.
And as the newcomer to the project, I had really no idea what this all looked like. So my question for you is, what are some things that you and Eric did to set the builder up to align with your goals?
That's a really, really good question. I mean, I think first and foremost, Erin and I had an opportunity to work on one project together. And in doing so, prior to you building my personal home, you and I had the opportunity to kind of, in a way, I'd like to say, try each other out.
Yeah.
And I think the reason we selected you as a builder, and this is a preamble to answering your question, was because I felt like we were strongly aligned in regards to the notions of craft and attention to detail. I felt like no matter what we threw your direction, you had proved to be capable, extremely capable at delivering on those things. So when I started to, with Eric, identify the things that we wanted to build into a new home, there were certain features, there were certain levels of detail that we knew we wanted to incorporate. And some of those things, for instance, were like keeping very clean ceilings and clean walls. So slot diffusers, small aperture light fixtures, things like hidden speakers, and an incredible, you can only get away with those things if the craft and the trades that are doing them are so excellent that they can pull it off without it being an eyesore. I mean, there's many projects that I go in to see, and there's slot diffusers, and you can see how uneven the sheetrock is, and you can see how badly the trim was done. And those are just little small details that if the trades aren't capable of doing it, it's almost like better to do not slot diffusers.
Right. And so with your background of architecture and construction administration during the process, whether it be architecture related or design related, you've seen, okay, that ceiling needs to be a level 5 finish.
It does.
Right? As a builder, we've gone through that seasonal growth as a builder with trades, and that changes over years and trade bases change. But I think you bring up a really good point that you really do have to know that you're in alignment with the doers of the project.
For sure. If there's certain details that, if a client or a potential homeowner is looking to design in, and they're sitting there saying, well, I want these bells and whistles, it behooves the designer, the architect, and the contractor to kind of ask, well, wanting to pull off these details, you need a certain level of trade to pull that off. You need the A trade, not the C trade level of subcontractor. And I think that's something that I think is extremely important. And I don't think homeowners or, potential clients really understand that there are different teams that you're going to look at for pulling off certain details.
Yeah, and that's a good point. So really the builder assembles the team.
You're right.
And so very early on, we very clearly had conversations about the plumbing, and we looked at several different systems for your home.
Right.
And we landed with something that has longevity, where the plumbers can actually warranty the system installed. We looked at HVAC. All the slot diffusers were very specifically placed by you and your team.
Well, in combination with the subcontractor.
Right, because they're responsible for the comfort of the home.
Right.
Right, so there's this whole equation, but when we take a look at the home, you'll see how intentional this home really is with all the slot diffusers. So you just go right down the line, from all mechanicals to all of the finishings in the home.
Oh, that's a very, very good point.
Yeah.
And I think that's to answer kind of full circle, what is it about this home that we wanted to be the framework we wanted to build in at the beginning of the project. It was really about identifying, because it's not a very large home, we really wanted it to be a jewel box. So every last detail we wanted to be considered. We wanted quality to be very high without even knowing necessarily specifically what it was going to look like. We just knew what we expected on the back end in terms of quality of craft.
I cannot wait to show everyone.
I'm excited to do that as well.